All right, guys, I got a great quiz in store for you tonight. How are you guys doing tonight? Ready to learn? And if you guys have any dilemmas, dating disasters, dating situations, if you know what I mean, or lack thereof, let me know. We'll cover those first before um, we get into the quiz and see how many of you fail and how many of you succeed. If you guys want to be insulted, maybe we can do a little of that. If you want me to point out annoying things you do, maybe we could do a little of that. And guess what? You'll learn something about the female gaze while we're at it. If you want to be complimented, maybe you can convince me and I'll do it. Okay. How are your nights going, guys? Let me know. Oh, I got a real good one for you right here. Oh, darn it. I just freaking lost it in my sea of screenshots. But this is going to be real good for you guys. Oh, this is going to be fantastic for you. Alrighty, guys. That's good enough for today. Whoops. All right, guys, let's look in the chat and see how you guys are and see what we got tonight. So we got some old friends in the chat. We got Sam L. Williams. We got Alec Thunder. We got F Alive. We got Alex, who is already committing a female gaze error very, very early on. We got William Montague. We got this guy who I can't pronounce your name, unfortunately, who said hello. Drewski, Greg Anderson, Samuel Williams, of course, Steve Murray, Jan Ortiz, hello Jan, Steve Estrada says, hi Victoria, I never saw the Sterling Cooper interview, but why did you take it down? Well, Steve, I took it down because, to be quite frank, there was a moment I didn't like in the interview, and I should really take responsibility for it. I kind of people pleased a little bit. He was saying a few sexist things, in my opinion, about how, the emotional beings fallacy, basically. And I kind of just went along with it, just saying, I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? And when I looked back at it, I kind of felt bad. I'm like, why did I do that? Why didn't I just be like more truth bomb about it? There was that. And then there was also just people taking it the wrong way. Of course, people were just like, every time I've talked about like dominance on this channel, a lot of you guys get it, and a lot of guys don't get it, okay? And they're just like, yeah, but if I do this, I will get thrown in jail because if I just try to like strangle a woman, I'm like, fucking stop right there. That's not what this is about. Okay? If you just try to jump on someone and try to like choke them or try to like rough them up, yeah, that is abuse and that will put you in jail. So I just feel maybe I should just leave the kink education to the kink educators, and they've got, their safe words, they've got the discussion, they've got the consent, they've got the red light, green light stop system, and they've got the safe words that are like unspoken and the safe words that are spoken. And I can see why they need all that, because too many people are just like too eager to get girls by doing whatever it takes, and if they jump to a conclusion and don't get a full education, they honestly come up with some quite bizarre and scary conclusions about dominance. And I just felt like I can't in good faith leave this up when so many people are misunderstanding it. I don't know. It was stuff like that. Then also I saw some very disturbing videos on TikTok from Sterling Cooper later. I know he's like really good friends with Andrew Tate and stuff, and the kind of stuff he was saying, it was giving me like the heebie-jeebies. It was giving me the chills and the creeps, and I'm like, oh god, I'm scared. I'm very scared of this guy. So I just didn't kind of want to be associated at that point. But I should have done a deeper dive, to be honest. But what I saw, it was so sexist. I was like getting kind of like, oh no. So I don't know. What do you guys think of Sterling Cooper? Have you guys checked out his content more? I enjoyed my conversation with him, and I liked what he was saying. I liked 87% of what he was saying. But anyway, what do you guys think? Oh, it's Dog and Lover. Hello. Samuel Wim says, I was told by a girl to stop staring at her at a bar, unfortunately, but my aunt just told me I look good and have lost weight. That's the best news I can give you for when it comes to ladies. Okay, Sam, okay. Not bad, not bad. Your aunt told you look good, and a girl told you stop staring at her. Well, it's going to happen, okay? Sometimes women are going to clap back when you're doing something that makes them uncomfortable, and good for her and good for you for taking it well, it seems like, and for trying to be like, you know what, well, I look good. So Excess says, my wife reads tons of erotic novels with sex scenes like you discuss in your videos, but when I tell her we can play those out, she has no interest and acts like it doesn't turn her on. That sucks, Excess. That really freaking sucks. That, I'm sorry. Like, I'm very sorry for you, because that's so unfortunate. Like, she has the taste for fantasy. She has the taste for it, but she won't let you participate in any of it? I don't know. That's so... I don't know. I would be kind of hurt by that, because I'm like, what? Like, you don't even want to try with me? Like, it sucks. Sounds like she's... Do you think she's like embarrassed or kind of like repressed about it, or she's just like scared to venture into it? But I don't know. What do you think about it? Hello, Vincent. Thomas says, may I take you out on a burger date? Of course not, Thomas, because I'm vegan for life. Okay, but if it's a vegan burger and I was single, perhaps. Okay. So Jigsaw says, how to not make escalation awkward. Well, Jigsaw, try not to go 0 to 30 to 70 to 100. You don't want to make any sudden movements, sudden jumps. David, he sometimes played me the song. It's like a country song or something. It's like, I like a man with a slow hand. Okay, you got to go slow, calm, controlled, little by little. Okay, so it will definitely be awkward if you lurch towards her or try to grab or try to do something that's kind of inappropriate too soon. So yeah, that's one tip for you, Jigsaw. If you can be a little more specific about what in the past has been awkward for you specifically, perhaps we can hone in on your mistake. So then this guy says, I'm not feeling good, to be honest. Got a girlfriend mad yesterday because I was wondering why she wasn't ready for sex last time. Well, that's an interesting scenario. Why did you assume that she should have been ready for sex? And tell me more about this situation, because I mean, people's sex drives aren't just going to perfectly align. Like the time you're feeling like spontaneous desire for sex is not necessarily going to be the time she's feeling spontaneous desire for sex. And let's say you were feeling it and she agreed, you're gonna have to like help her get in the mood. So I wouldn't take this approach, and you can tell me more of just like, yo, you should be like spontaneously insanely turned on at the exact same time I am. If you want it and she's not really in the mood but she's open to it, you should help her get in the mood. Okay? You shouldn't just be like, why aren't you already in the mood? Well, it's obvious. Okay? People's sex drives don't perfectly align like that. Unless you're like both like insanely horny and want it 24/7. Okay? But it's going to be on you to get her ready for sex by doing things she finds sexy and she's into. So were you doing that? Doggy Lover says, had the opposite problem. Uh-oh. Where were we? Doggy Lover says, had the opposite problem, was too afraid to hurt my partner in kink. Well, elaborate on that, Doggy Lover. What was going on there? So Drewski says, my woman wants me to stop wasting money and being a jerk. Well, that kind of sounds like good goals to me, but Eating Good TV says, how can I get her to let go of Jesus Christ and get freaky with me? You should focus on somebody else, Eating Good. Please, there's plenty of fishing to see. Don't try to get with this Jesus lover who wants to stay a virgin or whatever. Please. So, and I'm sorry that happened to Samuel Williams. Cyberlight says, hey, it's not really possible to avoid rejection. Seems that we need to get to the place where we do not care about it. Yes, or you at least need to get to a place where you're not doing Schrodinger's women and lashing out when you are rejected. It's going to hurt. It's going to be disappointing. That's fine, but, you got to get to the place where you move on quickly and you don't let it get to you too deeply. So, hello, David Gonzalez. Great to see you as well. Dogalova says, oh, I was just too nervous. They're into impact play and wanted to be bruised. Eventually I found my groove and learned I have a bit of a sadist streak in kink. Yeah, that I could see why you would hesitate and be nervous to do that to someone. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to go there in your mind and be okay with going there. Yeah, so it makes total sense to me. Even if they want it, even if they're literally asking for it, it's a big hurdle to overcome, getting in touch with that dark side within you. Yes. So, Kanal says, if I don't like her friend, should I tell her? I don't think it's the best idea, Kanal. Probably won't go over well since they're her friends, but I guess that's up to you whether you want to live free or die, A Contu 11 says, how do women feel about whiskey dick? I relinked with someone I've been with before. However, we had a little bit too much wine, been feeling stressed about it since. Wish we were sober for that. I think people are pretty I think women are pretty understanding if they know, oh, he was so drunk, and therefore, like, we weren't really doing the best sexually. I think people will be pretty understanding about that. So I realize that's great feedback. Yes, we need to develop thick skin so that we do not get easily butthurt. Yes, we do. We do. Jan says, had a girl at work really into me for a while. I did a little indirect pursuing because she had a boyfriend. Now she's been acting a little aloof but friendly, thinking now she's not interested. Well, she had a boyfriend, right? Did they break up? I'm confused, Jan. What can you do in a situation like this? Well, does she still have the boyfriend or not? Because that's pretty important. All right, guys, it seems we got through the chat. So, should we just go directly to the quiz if nobody has any further elaborations or questions? Should I school you guys a little tonight? All right. Let me know if you guys want the quiz. We can do at least 3. Per PR Petil says, my problem is I'm suffering from OCD, like bad. How can I get out and get a girlfriend? Well, OCD is no joke. I have a little OCD myself. Luckily, it hasn't gotten too bad yet, but I definitely have experienced it, and I know it can get really bad. I would definitely see a therapist who specializes in OCD like ASAP, okay? Because it's tricky. It's a tricky one, and all therapists like know this. So yeah, first I would kind of like work on the OCD. And if you want to hire a dating coach at the same time, so they can help you get out and get a girlfriend, all the better. So Nicaragua says, what's the topic? The topic is dating. The topic is sex. The topic is relationships. The topic is what you guys are doing wrong. The topic is the female gaze. The topic is understanding women. The topic is learning the blind spots you guys have. Learning the dumb mistakes you're making, where you're putting your foot in your mouth and blowing opportunities that you could have had, this kind of thing. That's the topic. Drewski says, should I apply for food stamps? I'm not sure, Drewski. What do you guys think? Let him know. So then Mohammed says, she's my first girlfriend and I don't have much experience. I invited her to come over to watch a movie and hinted for sex. I asked why she's not ready because I thought maybe she doesn't love me. Okay, Mohammed, well, you made probably the number one young man error. Okay, this is an error I feel like almost every teen guy has made, or if he's not still making it. But yeah, you made a big fat error. Okay, she's your first girlfriend. You don't have much experience. You invited her to come over and watch a movie and hinted for sex. Then you asked why she's not ready, and you assumed that if she's not ready, it's because she doesn't love you. Okay, Mohammed, what you have to understand is that men's views about sex and women's views about sex, especially when they're young, okay, and they don't have experience, like you don't have much experience, neither does she, right? It's like a completely different world, okay? Well, you guys are told if a girl loves you, she'll have sex with you, or if you're a cool enough guy, she'll allow you access to her body, and if you have sex, your friends will be like, yeah, bro, that's awesome. Girls are being told, if you have sex, you are a slut. If you have sex, in some religions, you're going to hell, you're tempting men, you're having sex out of wedlock. I'm not religious, but there's so many horrible sex negative things that women are told, so they are not in the same headspace as you at all. Just yeah, hey, I love the guy, let's just have sex. It's not like that at all. So for you to assume it would be such a casual thing for her, oh yeah, I'll just come over to this guy's house and have sex with him, no big deal, is an enormous blunder on your part, Mohammed. That is not what girls are thinking. It's a huge deal for girls. It's scary. It's a huge taboo. There's a huge stigma. There's a lot of shame associated with it because they've been told their whole life it's so wrong and bad. They shouldn't want sex. So they've got a whole load of baggage. So if you just think it's the same, oh yeah, it would be nice to fool around and have sex, that would be really fun. Trust me, the girl's not thinking that. Okay? Unless she's very unique. Okay, and has overcome a lot of sexual negativity in her life, or she's just kind of acting out even though she hasn't overcome these damaging ideas that people tell women about sex. But either way, you just expecting that should be like nothing for her, or that if she loves you, she'd do it, is insanely naive. Okay, so that's going to cause huge issues. So Steve says, Beardo is group leader. What does that mean, Steve? Barry says, let's do the quiz, Victoria. All right, Barry, we'll get to it very soon. Cyberlight says, help, I do not know what to say to a girl on the sidewalk. It's harder when you are a random guy in the street, not someone in an exclusive setting. Yeah, it is harder. It's harder to just stop a stranger on the street. We got absolutely nothing in common with them. Start a conversation with them and, have them trust you enough to give them your number. It's definitely harder, okay? And I know there's a lot of guys out there who have their special cold approach scripts and stuff, and perhaps you can just follow one of those. But, 100%, it is harder. It's not always going to go well, but if you want to take the risk, you absolutely should, because you never know if you might get lucky, you might hit it off, who knows, So the Nicaragua Saint, okay, the Wood Geeks, good morning. Samuel Williams says, does being honest and vulnerable in small doses attract, but not go completely overboard, too much info too fast? I'd say in some cases it can. In some cases, you could be honest about something that women hate and it will repel. But in small doses, I'd say it's safe to say it can be a very attractive quality. So then Mama's Boy says, why do some women act weird or mean when around an attractive man, almost like it's intentional or forced? What are some other ways women might act when around an attractive man? So why do they act weird or mean? Because they kind of feel like the guy can take it, okay? They kind of feel like this will be almost like enemies to lovers banter, because the guy will be able to roll with the punches. They don't know how insecure you guys are. They don't know how kind of like easily hurt you guys are. So they kind of don't really realize like how cutting it can be. And they're kind of also, in my opinion, trying to kind of like cover up for their own nervousness or shyness. Yeah, so those are some of the reasons. And then what are some other ways women might act when around an attractive man? I wouldn't be asking this question because I feel like and correct me if I'm wrong, but these kind of questions I need my buzzer for, because I'm like, stop focusing on if you are not an attractive man and how you can tell if you're an attractive man. Okay? Just stop worrying about that. It's like giving like very low self-esteem. Like, am I attractive? How will I know? I think I'm attractive. A woman has given me lots of signals. Therefore, I am attractive. I am okay. I am good enough. It's just like, stop focusing on that. Focus on being attractive and attracting women, not, I am attractive enough. Yay! What is that going to get you? Nothing. Just, I don't know. So, yeah. B.O.N. says, I think you might be the only one who might answer this question truthfully. Is bigger better? It depends. It depends if the woman is into big dicks. If she is, then yeah, it's better, but it might not outweigh the other qualities that she wants to be with him for. However, for other women, bigger is not better, okay? Because they're small and it's not going to freaking fit. So they're like scared of big dicks and they don't want big dicks. And some women are not really that into sex, so it doesn't weigh that heavily in their minds. And also, sex is not all about a big dick, because penetration is not the most pleasurable part of sex for women. So these are things you need to consider, but for many women, it's cool if a guy has a big dick. They're like, oh, nice, like I'm with the alpha, like he's got a big dick. But he could blow it in so many other ways sexually by just making different sexual mistakes, and they're just like, okay, he had a big dick, but he's terrible in bed. So it's complicated, where this guy had a medium-sized dick, and he was fucking amazing in bed, or this guy had a small dick, but I think he's awesome, and he's good in bed. So, yeah. All right. Okay. All right, good questions, guys. Uh, let's see. Dog Love says, admittedly, it's hard to overcome low self-esteem if you were raised that way / bullied. I'm still struggling. I think there's a type of masculinity in acknowledging your flaws and pushing forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is very hard to overcome low self-esteem, and I see it with lots of guys. It's very, very hard to overcome it. All right, guys. Guys, should we go on to the quiz? I'm sorry, but I said I will do a quiz. So do you guys want to do a quiz, or should I just answer the remaining questions? All right, let's go to the quiz. All right, guys, we'll start off with an easy one. All right? This one should be easy for you guys. This is kindergarten level. Okay, so this is a quick warm-up. All right, everybody. Get your dunce caps on and put down your pencils, because we're about to get educated. Okay, here's the first one, guys. So this is a message on an online dating app, and this guy commented on a picture, and he goes, if I were to tell you that your decolletage is tremendously pulchritudinous, would that be too forward? Winking, laughing emoji. Was it good or bad, and why? Always why, guys, because if you don't know the principle that makes it good or bad, you will not learn anything that you will be able to apply in the future. So tell me the principle that makes it bad or good. Is it funny? Is it dorky, as Joshua said? And is there anything about this that women will not like? Or will some women like it and some women hate it? Right? Get your answers in. Get your answers in. All right, I'll give you 20 more seconds to get your answers in. And remember, guys, that was just a warm-up. So IDK says, it's lame. Drewski says, yeah. Joshua says, dork. Drewski says, bad. It's not relatable English. VON says, bad, bro. He plays it too smart and feels bad about being attracted to a woman. Ooh, that's deep. Andy says, don't trust the vibes. Don't have to know the words to infer that the timing of the message is off. Okay, Andy, so what is your reason there? The timing is off? IDK says, I don't even know what those words means. Joshua says, if she needs an encyclopedia, it's this poop emoji. Port Willis says, of course it's weird. Mohammed says, okay. Dog Love says, funny in my opinion. It teases her in a way that requires her to think for a second. Some women may take it poorly, but for those it works, it could be really good. Adolphus says, good, because it's complimentary without being immediately creepy. The woman has to stop and think what he's trying to say. Scandinavian Price say, it must be too old because IDK, what it means. Alejandro says, too much work for women. Doggy Love says, flirtation, that is satirizes how they are attracted to them in a cheeky, bantering way. Okay, I can see why you're thinking that. David says, it's dorky, but if he leans into it and sells it right, it could work for him with some women. Joshua says, would Fonzie ever talk like that? IDK says, reason, try hard, and it is forward in a creepy way. Okay, guys, those are some good answers. All right. Well, guys, the principle that I want you to take from this, okay, is while some people, such as Dogalova and David, says, it could work for some women, maybe, sure, okay? For maybe, if you want to take that risk, maybe 2 in 100 women will like it. Or, okay, I'll give you maybe 8 in 100, okay? But for the rest of the women, okay, they're not going to like this, all right? And I'll tell you why. This is tips fedora language. Anything that borders on Shakespearean, guys, anything that borders on nerdy, dorky, yes, like you were saying, is not going to go over well, okay, because women are kind of used to, in my opinion, guys thinking, the language of love, romantic language, a Shakespearean sonnet. M'lady, let me compare thee to a summer's day, or whatever, okay, guys? And this is just something they're kind of used to hearing, and this is really giving nice guy wearing a fedora, kind of uncomfortable with like sexual things, uncomfortable with dating. Yes, it's kind of funny, but as somebody else said, what was somebody saying? It's kind of creepy. It's a little bit creepy. I forget who said this, but you get an A+, whoever it was. Oh yeah, Adolphe Foot, because he said, no, not you. Sorry, Adolphe Foot. It wasn't you, but it was somebody else who said it was a little bit creepy because it's talking about her boobs. It's getting sexual too soon, and at the same time, it's committing the error of trying to be too Shakespearean and thinking that's kind of like romantic. And unfortunately, it's not going to be very funny because it's kind of happened too many times in a woman's life when the guy wasn't trying to be funny and just be like, oh God, not another guy wearing a fedora trying to be Shakespearean with me while talking about my boobs. So, yeah. Guys, it's not good. Never try to be Shakespearean. Never try to act like you're wearing a fedora. And never talk about boobs in a first message to a woman, okay? So, those are the main 3 reasons. So, a lot of you guys got it. And some of you guys got the reason. And some of you guys get very partial credit because you're right. Maybe, just maybe, there's some male gaze woman out there who's thinking, as she's chugging back some beers, watching football, oh my God, I love it when a guy talks about my boobs while tipping his fedora. Maybe, just maybe I'll give that to you guys. Not likely though. All right. Chris, 57, super chatted me. Thank you so much, Chris. And he says, I absolutely love your work. Thank you so much for providing this perspective in such a loving way. Give this woman a hand and throw money at her. Please, you are blessed to be in the audience of this goddess. Wow, Chris. Thank you so much. I really appreciate not only your very generous super chat, but your insanely kind words. Thank you so much, Chris. Wow. Thank you. Chris, how did you find the channel? I'm wondering. Most people think I'm like the opposite of loving. I'm like insulting. Well, I don't know, many who. So thank you for that, Chris. All right, guys. So that was the first quiz. How was it for you guys? Was it harder than you thought? Was it easier than you thought? Was it too easy? Let's go to the next one, right? It says pulchritudinous doesn't necessarily mean boobs. Yeah, pulchritudinous means beautiful. Décolletage means boobs. Okay, the décolletage, that's this part of the body. That's boobs. Okay? But he's saying your boobs are tremendously beautiful. You know, I think technically the décolletage is just kind of like the cleavage area and perhaps like a little bit lower. I'm not sure where it technically stops, but I think it kind of means like the whole breast area, including like the cleavage. So, yeah. So, yes. Alrighty, guys. Should we go to the next quiz question? Let me know. Or are you too shocked and horrified? Alright, guys. Let's go to the next question. Alright, guys. This one's a good one, alright? This one's if you guys ever get a girlfriend, alright? She sends you this picture of herself. She actually sends you a selfie, okay? And she's looking hot. So the question is, she sends you this photo 1 hour before your date. How do you respond? Okay? How do you respond? This is going to be a tough one for you guys, I think. All right? Already you guys are getting triggered. Oh no, like a beautiful woman like that would never be with me. Let's just fantasize for a second that she's going on a date with you. Okay? What do you say? And I will tell you what this guy in the thread said to say. Okay? So he said, "Red, huh? Now I'm wondering what's underneath all that fire. Guess I'll find out soon enough." Guys, was that a good or a bad response? All right. First question. I'm screaming, guys. I can't even hold it in. Oh, God. And then there was another one. Let me find it for you. What would you guys say? And if that's like your girlfriend and she sends you a picture like that, what would you guys say? What is the response she wants you to say, basically? Because what you guys say and what she wants you to say, I'm not sure they're aligned. But so this guy says, okay. This guy says, honestly, the best response is something positive but reserved. Nice. Is it good to say nice? Just nice. All right. Let's see your responses. All right. You got 15 more seconds. So Hedney says she's gorgeous. A woman like that would never give me a chance. Hedney, you got to fix your attitude real quick. All right. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. All right. Think about that one. I'm sure you've heard it. Nicaragua says to say, is that you in that picture? No. Hedney says, it must be a catfish or a possible robbery. Come on, Hedney. Come on. Believe in yourself a little bit more than that. Rocky Morciano says, can't wait to see you in person. Terrible, Rocky. It's terrible. It's okay. All right, I'm going to give you a C- for that. Deus says to say, spicy. No. Joshua Burns says, looking great, sugar. I love that dress on you. I'll give you a B- for that. IDK says, oof, look at you, girl. I'll give you a B- for that. Drewski says, cool dress. What is it made of? I'll give you an F for that. Montag says, say, bring her on the date with us. I'll give you an F for that. Okay. I guess it's semi humorous in this context, but trust me, in that context, it will not be humorous. So, hey, it's Lisa. We got a genuine woman. Wonderful. Lisa can also give us her female gaze opinion on here. All right, Lisa, let's see what you think also would be good to say and what you would want to hear, because they needed this one bad. David says, I tell her to calm down. No sex on the first date. You get an F for that, David. You get an F- if that's even a thing. Rocky says, that dress looks nice on you. You get an F for that, Rocky. That's a very bad thing to say. Mark says, yeah, I'm taking you out. I'll give it a B-. VON says, you're beautiful. I'll give that an A-, B+. Andy Chess says, I'd love to see you in that beautiful dress. You get an F because she's going on the date with you, so that's not very good. Nicaragua says, if that's my girlfriend, I'm immediately telling her she looks beautiful, then I'm immediately taking it off her and giving her Cactus Jack. Oh, what the hell? Okay, but why are you texting her? Sam L. Williams says, compliment her hair or makeup, but probably not her body. I'm going to F for that. Alejandra says, nice, can't wait to see it in person. Absolutely F. David Gonzalez said, I'd say, damn, you look breathtaking. I'll be over in 10 minutes. All right, we got the first A going to David. All right. All of you guys, except that person I gave an A- to. We're getting it wrong. Finally, we got someone who's taking the bait. Dogalove says, safe option is to compliment what you like about the outfit to be funny. I could say, don't you think you're a little dressed down? Unfortunately, I'm giving you an F for that, Dogalove. Harry Holland says, wow, you look awesome. I'm going to give that a B. Alchemical Sound Design says, drop dead gorgeous. I'm the luckiest guy on earth. I will give you A/A+ for that Alchemical Sound Design. Yes. Now you guys are getting it. This is what women want to hear. Okay? Henny says, I would say she looks classy and very beautiful, and I need to step my game up clothing-wise. Yeah. I'll give it a B-. Mark the Shark says, send a smiley face. That's a straight-up F. My opinion may not matter to you. Turn around and let me see the back. If you were in person, that would be a good response, okay? And then you could follow it up with like, just damn girl or whatever. Like, oh my God, you're so fucking hot. Something like that, but that would be okay in person, but over text, no. All right. So, where were we? Where were we in the chat? DP says, first response was bad. Second one was too short. A good one could be something like looking great. Unfortunately, DP, I'm giving that an F, and I'll tell you guys why very shortly. Lisa says, and guys, Lisa is a woman. So let's see what she says. Drum roll, please. They should say she looks beautiful, gorgeous. I'm so lucky to be taking you out. What can I say? You get an A+, Lisa. Yes, of course. I agree with you. Oh, look at this. We got a super chat. Drip Drop. Thank you so much, Drip Drop, for your super chat. I really appreciate it. And if you have a question or a comment, let me know. I really appreciate your super chat, Drip Drop. And to what do I owe the honor of being super chatted by you, Drip Drop? Let me know. Dave says, damn, we suck at this. I knew you guys wouldn't do well on this one, okay? That's why I wanted to teach it to you, because it's important, okay? It's very important for the female gaze. Vion says, damn, David made her feel hot and not me. Doggo says, I have much to learn, Sensei. Thank you, Doggo. David got an A. Fernando says, damn, you're absolutely sexy. I'm going to give that B. It could be a lot better. Maybe even a B minus. So Vargan says, you look gorgeous. I'm sure everyone will be turning to look at you when you pass by. I'm giving it a B, just because it's a little lukewarm, Vargan. The you look gorgeous is good, but I'm sure everyone will be turning to look at you when you pass by. I mean, that's a given. Come on, hype her up a little more. Joshua says, are you wearing matching lingerie? Terrible, Joshua. Giving that an F. All right. Rocky says, she gave me a C minus. I hate myself. I'm sorry, Rocky. See me after class. Now I'm the creepy one. Drewski says, what if you don't like the dress? You STFU, Drewski, and you just say, you try to appreciate the fact that she's trying to look good for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't nitpick someone. You don't say, oh, I think, red's not your color. Come on now. Seriously? So, Zuhair says, did you fix that issue with the other female YouTuber stealing your content? She's stealing my content still, but. Drip Drop says, I need help. All right, Drip Drop. We'll try to help you. Evan Wells 1, hello. He says, I just missed that one because I just came in here. Evan Wells 1, it's this, all right? This girl sends you this pic before your date. What do you say? Okay? Nicaragua says, why you skip my response? I didn't see it, Nicaragua. Sorry, I'm trying to just read down the chat. Sorry about that if I skipped anyone's. Alrighty. And Vibor says to say, the way you look has a very pleasant vibe. That's an F. All right, guys. So let's talk about it, guys. All right, you got your responses in. When a girl sends you a pic like this, she wants you to be gobsmacked. She wants your head to explode. Okay? She wants you to be like, damn, girl. Like, you're so fucking gorgeous. You are stunning. You're the most beautiful girl on planet Earth. Okay? Basically, that's what she wants. All right? And if you give her a response like, nice, literally, she's just going to roll her eyes and be like, ugh. What? Why are men? What is wrong with men? Gross. A guy at a gas station is hyping me up more than the guy I'm going on a date with. This is kind of pathetic. You know what I'm saying? So in this text message thread, another girl, okay, you got me, you got Lisa telling you this is what girls want. And another girl in the chat tried to say the same thing to the guys who were saying, red, huh? No, I'm wondering what's underneath all that fire. Guess I'll find out soon enough. That's terrible, guys. That's just, ugh. So another girl tried to school these idiots, and she said, keep it simple. Just say, wow, she's gorgeous, and that you can't wait to see her. Okay, we'll give that an A. Or that's kind of what Lisa said, right? Or an A+, whatever. And then this guy responded, terribly boring and overly enthusiastic. Honestly, the best response is something positive but reserved. Nice. And then this girl said, nice is actually shit. What are you talking about? And multiple women love reacted to that. And he said, yes, but it doesn't act like it's trying to be anything. Ergo, it is fine. You look gorgeous. Gorgeous is a bizarre word to use. That's what this guy is saying. No, it's fucking not. And any girl knows that. I can't wait to see you is very obviously trying to butter the lady up, which women actually don't respond to well as they get it so much. This is beta vibes in a nutshell. This is an insecure man trying not to make the girl realize that she's way out of his league and he's trying to inflate his value. And it comes off insanely insecure, guys. If you're going on the date with the girl, she likes you enough to go on the date with her, okay? And especially if this is like a second or a third date. You don't need to be worrying about, well, I really should neg her. Well, I really should just not give her any compliments so that she likes me more and maybe there's a chance for me. No. If you're alpha enough to go on the date and she thinks, you're alpha enough to go on a second date, then she wants that alpha and love reaction from you, basically. She wants you to say, and this woman continues trying to explain it to these fools, you're lost as well. Then he mansplains, can actually respond to my points, so just goes, you're wrong though. Blah, 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 blah. And then she said, if you're at the point in messaging where she sends you that photo of her own will, then she'll enjoy being complimented. Again, you're lost. They're arguing, but the woman is correct. And if you're in a relationship and a woman sends you a sexy pic of her, trust me, she wants a reaction out of you. She wants a, you are fucking gorgeous. You're so sexy. You blow my mind. You're stunning. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. If you just say nice, she's going to stop sending you pics. That's for sure. Okay. Whereas you hype her up, she'll probably send you a lot more pics. That's for sure. So, yeah, guys. Lisa says, if a guy said nice, I'd probably cancel the date. Yeah, so would I. And I'm sure, let's give it a percentage here. We'll go with 90% of girls would probably do the same, okay? So don't try to nag her and don't try to do anything clever and try to be like James Bond or something. Just say, like Lisa and me said, you are stunning, you are gorgeous, you're beautiful, can't wait to see you. Oh my God, mind blowing emoji, something like that. 20 fire emojis. You are so hot. Something like that. Okay? All right, guys. Justin says, D, get out of here with the stuff you learned on Red Pill. Oh, Justin, you said it, not me. Joshua says, damn, baby, you look so fine. That would be better, Joshua, and take out this winking emoji. The winking emoji is, it's going to come off like feminine and childish to a woman. Okay? The winking, the tongue sticking out emoji, the kissing emojis, they're not good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they could, it depends, but you don't want to err on the too feminine emojis. You kind of want to be that masculine mirror for her beauty. Just like let her shine, Eggplant emoji, no good. All right. Fernando says only girls use emojis. Well, I'm not going to go that far, Fernando. But when you're saying something like that, don't try to tone it down. Don't try to water it down with an emoji. Just fucking have the balls and the confidence to be like, I want you. You're so hot. You're so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Andy says, I need to step up my compliment game. Yes, you do, Andy, okay? All right, so I think that was a good one for you guys. Because we got a lot of wrong answers in that one, all right? But Lisa says, fire emoji is good, though. I agree. Fire emoji is a classic. You can't go wrong with a fire emoji. All right. Some of you guys in the chat, such as David, he's got the game. All right. Moise says, that was great. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. I'm glad you liked that one, guys. That was a necessary one. All righty. All right, guys. This one should be obvious. Okay. So I don't know if we'll be like, okay. Well, I'm going to do a different one because the one I was going to do was too obvious. All right, so for the next quiz, guys, this is going to be a more serious one, I guess. This is going to teach you, I hope, some good female gaze principles, all right? And yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I don't know. I can't decide. I can't decide which one we should do next. That last one was a tough one to beat, honestly, because I knew you guys would need that one. All right, let's see. Uh, let's see. I'm just checking in the chat here. All right. Dog Love says, if I'm ever on a date, I'm going to hear Victoria's voice in my head like Obi-Wan. Very funny, Dog Love, but I hope that this is not just some fantasy thing. I hope you're on a date tonight. I hope you just literally throw your computer across the room, run outside, go out to a bar and start talking to a woman right now, okay? You should not be waiting on this date. Let's get you on a date today, tomorrow, max. So Andy says, thank you, Victoria. Learning by example is the most enlightening way to spot our own blind spots. You're right, Andy. Examples, that's what we need. David says, just give us the example you think obvious. Maybe what's obvious to you isn't so obvious. That's a great point, dude. Yep. Drip Drop says, oh, thank you so much for your second super chat, Drip Drop. I really appreciate it. He says, I'm going on a date with a 10 out of 10. She likes aggressive, but I'm a teddy bear in bed. Any tips? She's been on to me ever since I found my confidence with your videos, but these are uncharted waters for me. Okay, Drip Drop. First of all, this is very exciting. Guys, give him some. If you have any advice for him, please, by all means, help him in the chat. But I'll give you my take, and also, Lisa, what's your take? So anyway, he says he's going on a date with a 10 out of 10. She likes aggressive. Now, I'm curious. How did she let you know this? Did she tell you? Has she hinted at it? Have you guys sexted even? Like, have you guys talked about it? But you're a teddy bear in bed. Any tips? She's been on to me ever since I found my confidence with your videos, but these are uncharted waters for me. Well, Drip Drop, I'm going to give you a move that's pretty socially appropriate, but slightly aggressive, okay? Here it is, okay? You go on the date. Try to push her up against a wall while you're kissing. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a shove her up against the wall, but you can just kind of lean her into the wall while you're kissing. Okay, so you're just putting like some basically pressure on her body. This is a very it's in every rom-com, it's in every like romance novel. Nobody's going to be like shocked and horrified and scared and terrified if you kind of test the waters with something like that, but it's definitely much more aggressive than just a simple, you're kissing at the bar. So basically, you have to go outside, you got to find a wall, you got to find an alleyway, and you just got to kind of lean her kind of like up against the wall. And you can even kind of like give her like a little, hand face action. You can kind of do a little bit of like aggressive stuff like with your hand. But you see, this is kind of like low level aggressive. She's not going to be terrified. She's not going to be scared. You're not going to freak her out. But, if she kind of like leans into it and you can tell that, oh yeah, she's liking it. She's loving it. She's getting more and more into it than ever before. Like, okay, this is building my confidence and we can take this further. You know what I'm saying? But that's like a good tip to kind of start off with. All right. Do you think you can do that one, Drip Drop? I mean, it's pretty basic, but it's definitely more aggressive than what most guys do on a date. That's for sure. Okay. Perhaps you can even like just put a hand like here, kind of, you don't have to like squeeze or choke or anything, but you can just kind of brush it against the neck, just hinting at kind of like the dominance there. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So, what do you think of that, Drip Drop? Or do you think you'll go back to your place? Do you think you'll have sex? Have you already had sex? Um, and what has she told you about what she's into? Let me know, Drip Drop. So he says, we are 100% going back to her place after we have talked about it on multiple dates. Oh my lordy lord. Okay. Um, he says, 100% got it, will do for sure. She likes extremely aggressive. Wow, okay. Well, and is this your first time being like extremely aggressive? Because, yeah, I mean, that's going to be, one thing you can do if she really does like extremely aggressive and you guys have talked about it, okay? I don't know if this is like too risky. I mean, you're telling me she's told you she likes extremely aggressive. So that's the only reason why I'm giving you this tip, because the one I'm about to say, because you've told me you guys have talked about it multiple times and she's into it. Do you guys have a safe word, first of all? That will be good, all right? Establish the safe word. Then what you could do is you can take off your belt and you can, don't do this like tightly around her neck, but you can take the belt, put it around her neck, and you can kind of use it as like a leash. Okay, that I think if a girl likes extremely aggressive, she might kind of be into, because that's a very dominant move for sure. I don't know, might be too much if you guys have never had sex before, but she might be into it. So you can kind of like just kind of move like you're gonna do it and see how she responds. And if she's like, oh my god, no, 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 of course back off. But that could be a way to really kind of establish dominance in a way that she might find like really hot. um if she's told you in your talks what she likes, try doing that instead, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't know too much but about what she's into. So that's kind of a really dominant way to have sex with someone. So let's see what you guys are giving him in the chat here. So he says, D says, when you're at the bar, you simply walk up saying, nice rack, bitch, then throw up on your shoes and stumble away. Right. Okay. Oh my gosh, we got it. Armando Laura, thank you so much, Armando. Great to see you again. He says, hi, Vic, love your content. How direct do you suggest to be initially with a woman? Should we say, like, I think you're beautiful? Well, Armando, first of all, thank you so much. And then second of all, it kind of depends on the context and everything. But, it's not ever really, I mean, I think you're beautiful is pretty standard, okay? Women are kind of going to like expect it, assume it. So you're not rocking the boat, honestly, too much if you say you're beautiful. If that's all you say, it could backfire. But if that's just part of what you say, um, it's not going to come as a surprise to a woman. Like they're very used to being called beautiful by men. They know men think they're beautiful, so just be like, oh, thanks. You know what I mean? But if all you say is you're beautiful, they could be like, yeah, okay, we got it, moving on. So I would use that in addition to, talking to her as a person. But women want to be liked for their personality and their looks. So I think you're beautiful is definitely not, in my opinion, too much. It's not going to shock her. It's not going to horrify her. It's not going to offend her. It's not going to make you look low value. It's just going to make you look like a man. You know what I'm saying? Women expect men find them beautiful. So you're not rocking the boat, if you know what I mean, Armando. So, yeah. And what I've seemed to get, because I watched a few like videos from, well, it's like if all you're focused on is that she's beautiful, like I was saying, it can be a turnoff. Okay, but like I said, don't just focus on that. But if you feel it, say it. So thank you so much, Armando. Yes, Armando, really appreciate your super chat. I remember you from way back commenting on my channel. So Drip Drop says, OMG, that's gold. Thank you. I don't think it will be too much. She's very comfortable at this point. Okay, Drip Drop. Because then while you guys are having sex, you can hold the belt. All right. And trust me, she'll like that. Well, you never know, honestly. If she tells you she doesn't like it, trust her. Please. Joshua Burns says, tug the hair to move the head back, exposing the neck. That's a good one, Joshua, for sure. Drip Drop says, first time, and we have talked about it, she likes bruises. Yeah, well, you can do some spanking then while she's on her hands and knees, or you can put her over her lap. Put her over your lap. You can hold the belt the whole time you're doing it and spank her. Go easy the first time because you never know what she's actually going to be okay with. But let's see. Armando said something else. I'm looking for it in the chat. He says, I've been thinking in the concept of being direct indirectly, for instance, being super flirtatious, sight, voice, tonality, etc. So being direct indirectly. Yeah, that's good. No, very good, Armando. So Fernando says, first let's see what Drip Drop said. This one is just a thank you. You gave me plenty to work with. Oh, thank you so much, Drip Drop. I just saw you super chatting me again. Yeah. And don't forget to do some dirty talk while you're at it, Drip Drop. Because that's a big part of aggressive sex, in my opinion. But tell us more what she told you she's into. She's into bruises. What else? Rough? Like physical? Primal? Dominant? Degrading? Praise? What's she into? Montag says the belt doesn't work, try using suspenders instead. Please, no, Montag, don't do it. Hello, Vibu. Drip Drive says, wow, I didn't realize this is so delayed. You really gave me enough. Thank you. All right, report back. Tell me how it went at mynonleatherlife.com. And do you guys have a safe word? Because that's important for her. She might like rough, but it might be too rough, and she needs a way to say so. You can always do the stoplight system. Green means keep going. Yellow, slow down. Red, stop. All right, guys. Good stuff, everybody. Bogdan gives some good advice there. All right, wonderful, guys. All right, should we do one more quiz before bed? All right. All right, guys, this is the one I thought was kind of easy. But you never know, all right? This guy says, the clit isn't a physical thing. It's a figure of speech. He can't find my clit. which is code for he can't make me come. Stop looking for an actual clit. It's not there. Guys, is he onto something? Is this true or false? Let me know, okay? Is it there or not? Is it real or not? All right, you got 15 seconds. Yes or no? That's it. So Lisa says, Lolo. Drewski says, what? My opinion says false. Joshua says false. Dave says, Jesus Christ. Moses says false. Viva says, it's there. Dogilo says, bro failed anatomy class. Zach says false. Viva says, it's there. Vargan says, it's real. Joshua says, flick the beam. Fernando says, it's false. And 977 says, some chicks got obvious clits, some don't. So does some not have it or what? Randy says yes. Harry says yes. K-Ram says comical. Troy says absolutely, it's there. Andy says hasn't seen a real one before. Drip Drop says it's really there, but I don't know what to do with it. Good that we got you on this one, Drip Drop, because this is important. That's kind of what I want to talk about. Zach says two things can be true at once. IDK says, wait, my opinion may not matter to you. Says, damn, skip me, lol. I didn't see yours, my opinion. I'm sorry. I don't know. See, I had the top chat selected, so I don't know if I should switch it to live chat because I think I'm missing some people. I don't know how they decide top chat, so sorry about that. So CC says it's not there. If it's not there, y'all don't know female anatomy. David says, I've yet to meet one I didn't like. Guatam says, I've been following you for quite a long time. Thanks for helping so much. Oh, thank you, Guatam. Dogalova says, legends say that the mythical clitoris appears only before the most worthy of men. All right, guys. So I thought this one would be just too simple for you. However, I wanted to talk about this one, okay, because this is very important. And I heard some of you admit, well, one of you, and I won't name names again, he doesn't know what to do with it, okay? Well, here's what you guys need to know, all right? This mythical clit, okay, which this guy thinks is just a figure of speech, and it's a code for he can't make me come, is the way you are going to make women orgasm every single time. Okay? So if you want to be good in bed and you want to make sure that a woman comes every single time, making you an indispensable friend with benefits lover in her life, you need to understand that it is a physical thing and it's the most important thing in the bedroom. The sad thing is, guys, most women are not going to touch it. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to tell you about it, that they need it to be rubbed, stimulated, licked, whatever, because they feel that, one, women, they've been kind of gaslighted into thinking women should come from penetration alone, that it would be weird if they just started rubbing themselves, touching themselves. Okay, not every woman thinks this, but many women do, okay? So that's why they're not coming. That's why they're faking orgasms and stuff. So if you guys understand that no matter what's going on, and yet they could find the penetration super enjoyable, they could find the BDSM kink stuff super enjoyable, that if they're not coming, or if they're faking coming, it's because you did not stimulate their clit manually, or with your tongue, or with a vibrator, okay? So make sure that you watch Beardo's video he made up about this topic on his channel, and that you offer or hopefully incorporate some stimulation so that she doesn't have to be like, in the masculine role in her mind saying, do me now, please. Make me come. I want an orgasm, please. It's not very sexy, okay? But if you're offering, like, yeah, let's make you come and everything, and you kind of know how to do it, trust me, she'll be a very happy customer. So, yeah, it's just so important for you guys to know, okay? Supposedly only 15% of women have an orgasm the first time they have sex with someone. That's sad, guys. That's pathetic. It's truly pathetic. Whereas supposedly like 75% of men have an orgasm the first time. Yeah, because penetration is basically going to make them come. All right? But penetration isn't going to make women come. You have to add in the clit with the penetration, or before or after, whatever you want. So this is very, very important. Sadly, I hooked up with a lot of guys, had a lot of one-night stands, and guess what? They would try to like find it. They didn't know where it was. A lot of them didn't even know it was a thing. A lot of them didn't even try to touch anything or do anything. They were clueless, guys. So I'm trying to school you guys so that you guys become way better than 3% man, the 0.000000001% man. So yes. Oh, Armando super chatted me again. Thank you so much, Armando. And he says, you've mentioned that men shouldn't directly say we're looking for something casual because it kills the lady boner. So should we just not say it and leave room for the interpretation of something serious? Yes, Armando. Well, the way it really works, in my opinion, having dated over 300 guys and dealt with many more, the way it works in the real world, okay, is people don't, they give kind of a vague, ambiguous statement, okay? I would straight up ask the guys, what are you looking for, okay? And some guys were dumb enough to say, oh, I'm actually like kind of thinking about polyamory and I'm hoping that I can find like multiple women, or I'm just looking for something casual. And then I would just say, okay, well, bye. Like one time I literally walked out on a guy who said something like that. And we had been on the date for like 5 minutes. Okay? Because women want the potential of something developing. If you just cut it off at the beginning and say, there's no potential, that's not what I'm looking for, they'll just be like, okay, well, I'll find someone where there is some kind of potential for feelings to develop, for something to grow. Whether that's just a friends with benefits that maybe he falls in love with me, whether that's a relationship. I want the potential for growth, basically. So if you say, oh, I'm only looking for something casual, women will say, well, why would I bother with you? It's like if you're interviewing someone for a job and they say, yeah, I only plan to be at the job for 1 month or something. It's like, why would you hire that guy or whatever, I guess. So you can just not say it. Or if they straight up ask you, you can say, I'm looking for chemistry, I'm looking for a spark, and I'm looking to just feel out different connections. I'm looking to see kind of like what develops, like something vague and ambiguous, but also true. It's not a lie because, you never know what could develop, but at least you're kind of phrasing it in a sensitive way where you're saying, I'm not just going to have sex with you and then move on or whatever. If some feelings develop, like they develop. If something comes from it, it comes from it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a more appealing attitude to women. All right. So if you just shut it down, say, I am just, looking for a casual exchange of sex. I mean, it's not an appealing prospect. I mean, like I said, only 15% of women are actually coming during sex. So the odds are very great she won't even freaking have an orgasm when you have sex with her. It's not appealing for her. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if something could develop, perhaps she could teach you where the clit is, and then maybe she could have an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? If she's not brave enough to just get what she wants right from the start. So does that make sense, Armando? And yeah, thank you so much again for super chat. And Drip Drop, super chat me again. Thank you so much, Drip Drop. And let's see if he's saying something. He says, I gotta master the clit in 1 week. Recommendations? Yes, I do have a recommendation, Drip Drop. I would get the book Becoming Cliterate by Dr. Lori Mintz. It has like a wonderful section where it gives like the anatomy with drawings, and it tells you all about the statistics I'm talking about, how powerful it is for women, and how to make sure she comes every time in the most genius possible way. I highly recommend the book. So it's a short book. It's very short. I read it in like a day and a half or something. So, and there's actually one chapter in the back written specifically for men. So you don't even have to read the whole book. You could just read that chapter. So trust me, it's a great freaking book. I wish I had read it 20 years ago. So good. Definitely get it. All right. Thank you guys so much for your super chats. And we got Historial de Guanteos. Thank you so much. He says, the girl I've been dating for 6 months wants to end things. Tomorrow night is our last date. I'd love her to be my girlfriend, but I've made mistakes. She doesn't see me as boyfriend material. Should I bring chocolates and flowers to show I care? Wow. This is tough, okay? I guess you've got to pull out all the stops because, like, she's already saying basically you're broken up and tomorrow night's your last date? Why doesn't she see you as boyfriend material? What mistakes have you made? Because perhaps the chocolates, the flowers, and an apology, like, basically you have a chance, I guess, to write whatever she feels doesn't make you boyfriend material. But I don't know what that is, so I don't know how you can remedy it. But if you can see her perspective, if you can truly see where she's coming from and sincerely apologize and show her that, you understand her thoughts and feelings, there is a chance, in my opinion, she will change her mind. Because that's basically, if you could do that, that's the definition of boyfriend material. So, yeah. I don't know, Historia, can you give me a little more information of why she's breaking up with you, what you did? Because then we can tell you more about what you can do to right the wrongs. Thank you so much for super chat. So, all right, guys. I really have got to go, guys. It's late for me. I appreciate you guys making a really fun live tonight. All right, everybody. Yes, can you link your boyfriend's channel before you go? Absolutely. We got Beardo Speaks YT, and we got Proof of Pod, which is his crypto channel. Hold on, let me find. I think you can get it from David. Yeah. What's your Proof of Pod channel? They want to know. What? Could you come here for a second? I'm trying to find it. Okay, you got Beardo Speaks YT, and then what's the Proof of Pod channel?
Proof of Pod thing.
Okay, and this is his other channel. Proof of Pod. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube.com/@proofofpod, I'm pretty sure is. It's not Proof of Podcast. That's a different show.
That's his crypto channel. In case
Proof of Pod.
In case you guys are interested in
POD.
Cryptocurrency, right, Jen?
Yep. I'm going to be posting every week for the next 3 months. Hopefully make an impact.
Yeah. And do you have anything you want to say to the viewers on this channel?
Nope.
What? Do you want to show them the shirt you're wearing?
Only if you want me to.
Okay, I got him this shirt, guys. How's this for creepy? Female body inspector. What the? This guy's the creepiest one out there. Oh, you're funny. All right, guys. Well, his nickname is FBI. Basically, his poker nickname is FBI, so I got him that because it's sadly all too fitting. Oh, God. Armando, thank you so much. He says, it'd be lovely if you could make video reactions of videos where the raw masculinity is shown, just to get a better idea of your most watched video. You know what? I tried to do that, Armando, and that video went viral, and I had to take it down, which is kind of crazy because that video was making me some money, but I took it down because it was getting so badly misinterpreted by everyone. I'm like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Everyone, I tried to show what raw masculinity looked like, and everyone just interpreted, they didn't read the energy, they just more took the words of what was being said, and they all concluded that the best way to win an argument with a woman is to say, sit down, bitch, and listen to me. And I'm like, oh God, it's going to backfire big time, but hundreds of thousands of people were saying, oh, thanks for the advice. Next time I get in an argument, I'll just scream at her and tell her, back down, like, sit the fuck down, bitch. I'm like, shaking my head. So anyway. All right. Fernando says, I found you from that guy who wrote my one, Alan Roger Curry. Drewski says, FBI, feminine, beautiful, inspirational. Be what it says, book a time, so I'll have her make you a video. And if you guys want any consultations, I will pin that link. You guys can chat with me for whatever reason. Guys, the price is, in my opinion, rather reasonable because I've been looking for different like coaches myself, and I'm like, it's a lot more than that. $60 for an hour, and we often go over, although I've been trying not to do that as much, but we do. So, yeah. Yes, be what it is. Thank you for the help on that. Nicaragua says, my question is, how often do women masturbate? Is it normal if my girlfriend does it daily? Yes, it is normal. Okay? And in fact, it's probably a good sign because it shows she has a high sex drive. I just actually saw some studies on this. You guys should follow Dr. Justin Lehmiller, who is a sexual scientist and researcher. And he often posts kind of like little things like this on Instagram, like what's normal, how much are you supposed to masturbate? And he had something like most people masturbate like 3 to 4 times a week. And if you're masturbating like every day, that's kind of like high. On the higher end of the spectrum, it's still normal, of course. But basically all the sexual psychologists and scientists agree that there's no kind of like healthy amount that they are going to define as normal. I didn't say that right, but it's like your sex drive. It can't be too high unless you yourself self-reportedly have a problem with it and you're saying, it's interfering with my life. I can't go to work because all I want to do is masturbate. But these sexual researchers, these sex therapists are not going to tell you your sex drive is too high. 5 times a day is too much. Because you could find a person with another really high sex drive and you have sex 5 times a day and it's like fucking amazing, and you guys are too little. If it's too little, it might cause a problem with the partner who's too high. You're just mismatched. But in general, they're not going to tell you it's too high, it's too low. Yours is perfect. So, yeah. Fernanda says, I do it like 5 times a day. Yeah. It's normal. It's good. Hypersexual. Moise says, are there different intensities to a woman's orgasm, or is it poetry, much the same feeling every time? Yeah, there's different intensities. They feel different, okay? And different people have different intensities of orgasms. Like, for example, some women, maybe their orgasms aren't that strong, like every time. Whereas other women's, they're like much more intense, and they can feel slightly different. And sometimes it's like a crazy big one, and sometimes it's like a little one. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. Like, for example, for me, if my mind is being stimulated and along with my body, and it was like a long build up, that will be like the most intense possible. Okay? But if it was just kind of like my body and not my mind, it would probably be like less intense, still good, but not as good. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. Nicaragua said, I've seen a woman shake and tremble after I was done with her. Yep, that's pretty much, typical. So, all right, guys. I know I said I was going to go. Goodbye, Dog Lover. Sorry, everybody, for keeping you longer. Not going when I said I was going to go, but. Alrighty, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, or morning, or afternoon. Thank you so much, Lisa. Shout out to the female besides myself in the chat for your wonderful advice, opinions, commentary. We love it, guys. And thank you to everyone who super chatted me. You guys are so generous. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys make this really fun for me. And thank you to everyone who participated in the quiz. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys will become female gaze experts by the end of this year. And I hope you guys get on some dates and practice the knowledge you have learned. All right, guys? So, have a wonderful day or night. Goodbye. Next live stream, unfortunately, Joshua, I don't know because I'm so spontaneous, if you will, to use a male gaze term, that I just do it when I feel like it. All right, guys. Bye, everyone.